Passion. That's something that I value in every single game, where developers have trust and love for their game as much as the player base do. So you may be asking, why are you excited for Wuthering Waves, and what makes you say that developers are passionate for their game? The reason why I believe Hero Games have passion and love for their game is due to their last developer interview, listening to the community complaints and following up on them, nearly changing the game as a whole. In recent times, developers don't have this sort of passion. They may showcase it at first of the game release, doing surveys for feedback and showing a promising feature, but months go by and that's where most developers show their true color and show how much they're willing to put into the game. For example, I used to make Shinobi Striker videos before I privated most videos on the game, because I don't want to promote a game where developers don't have passion or love for their game. They would make changes, but a year too late. Wanted to get rid of cheaters in the game, we wanted new maps and content, but before the game released, they used to have cool content and concept ideas like official tournaments and such, but later removed those ideas and the game became very bland for 2.5 years of no content. So when I see developers like Hero Games who do respond back to the community and hear complaints and then actually take action on them, I can't help but think Hero Games truly have passion for the game. It's even shown with Punishing Grey Raven, from their combat system to the game overall. And I'm pretty much still playing Punishing Grey Raven as of now, but my experience as a new player to the game has been nothing but truly enjoyable. So that leads me to my next reasoning. The combat experience would be one of the things I truly believe is what's gonna make Wuthering Waves truly stand out compared to not only the gacha gaming community, but gaming in general. The time, development, and well thought out and in-depth combat system is what makes it truly shine in its own game. While I've seen so many Dark Souls related games, and this also includes Elden Ring from Punishing Grey Raven to now Wuthering Waves, the combat system is quote unquote immaculate. I love how fast paced it seems, and team combination goes pretty well together. There's also parrying, the echo system, and the playstyle it brings. For Punishing Grey Raven, it's almost completely different from other mobile games. While I don't want to compare other games and want to give Wuthering Waves the shine and love it needs, I also want to include its respectful game competitor when it comes to being in the same genre. Genshin Impact. The combat experience for Genshin is very simple. While sure both games have a very similar concept with team switch and maybe team combination potential, I feel like Wuthering Waves introduced a bit more, and especially to those that value the combat experience. I can't really dive in depth about it, but I do know the echo play a major role in the game system, and it helps you throughout combat, and you can have an echo that heals you, so you're going to probably use that echo on a healer and so on. Think of the echo system like Pokemon, or if you're a new gen, pretty much think of it as how Power World works. Each and every echo plays a different role on helping you defeat other bosses, and you can also grind more echoes in friend worlds, which I'm going to be more likely doing with my other friend around the time of Wuthering Waves release. I sadly haven't been able to get into any past tests, and I want to keep maintaining my excitement for the game by not spoiling too much of myself about the game as a whole, avoiding not only spoilers but most of its mechanics and such. But this is as much as I could tell you guys and showcase and tell you guys why I'm looking forward to Wuthering Waves. But we can't just talk about combat without characters. Characters play a major, and I mean a major, role in every game that exists. And hate the idea that people keep saying, oh, you're only playing that game because of the character. This is one of the few drives that makes people play any game. You probably play Street Fighter because you probably saw how people value Chun-Li, and you probably play Genshin because you probably saw a really cool character named Hu Tao be very cutesy in the game. What drives me to play the game even more is a character named Jiangxing. How do you say Jiangxing?
Jiangxin.
In my last video on my second channel, I made a comparison that she reminds me so much of a Hyuga character from the Naruto series. But besides the point, Wuthering Waves characters are very unique, and sure, while they remodeled most characters in the game as a reason, they still look very amazing with touching features. Before I nearly forget, we're forgetting the icing on the cake. What makes Wuthering Waves truly beautiful, and it's something you could see more often if you probably play Punishing Grey Raven, is the world, the atmosphere that Hero Games bring. A dark post-apocalyptic world while maintaining such beautiful colors to it, but still represent a world that feels like it's on the verge of destruction, unlike Genshin Impact where everything is vibrant and happy. The post-apocalyptic world is a very important thing for Wuthering Waves story, and as much as I want to dive deeper into the lore for Wuthering Waves, I don't really have too much knowledge on the story, and I'm really trying to avoid much spoilers as I can since I didn't get into the beta test. So if you do comment it down below in the comments, don't bother trying to spoil me. I probably would just overlook it anyway. So I'm going to say this, and this may sound ignorant, but I feel like Wuthering Waves is going to introduce a very dark and sad story, and if I'm wrong, that's pretty much okay. But I could be wrong anyways after hearing that in their last developer interview, they reworked majority of the story. So this is as much as I'm going to say for now. Anyways, before I end off this video, what's one more thing that makes a game a great experience for everybody? And that's pretty much the community. I want to be a content creator in the gacha space. This also includes Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail someday. And I also do love the positive atmosphere that the community is building in the scene. While writing this script, I also got done watching Laflex and podcasts about the game. I talked with him a few times before on Twitter and realized he's a genuine and a positive creator. Same with Zox when I followed him. He saw I was planning to make Wuthering Waves content and said it's okay to ask anytime for help. And to me, that was kind of insane because I'm slowly trying to get myself involved with the Wuthering Waves community, and it did kind of make me happy a bit. So I want to say this, shout out to every content creator in the scene. You're making it where everybody feels welcomed here, and I actually do kind of love that. But upcoming creators as well will also feel welcome as well. You guys are truly building a strong and positive community. Not everything really has to be toxic. Well, okay, maybe a little toxicity is really fine, but I feel like the community for Wuthering Waves is going to make the game also an enjoyable experience for all, and I do want to be a part of that. I'm sorry I rambled on for hours about this. I truly wanted to put my heart into this video. I feel like Wuthering Waves is going to have such great impact in the gaming scene and maybe showcase that developers should put more love not only into their game but community as well. I honestly had so much fun making this video, and I want to thank you guys if you made it this far. I will be making more Wuthering Waves content in the future, and I do have a Honkai Star Rail video coming in the future. I know this isn't my main niche, but I've wanted to make a video on games I know I would personally enjoy. Anyhow, be sure to watch my latest reaction video on my second channel, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon.